Here in Bayit Vagan with beautiful view, continuing the series of Daf Yomi, friends. We're already on page number 91 here of Masechet Zevachim, right outside Mikla. We're talking about the frequencies of Brit Milah circumcisions. Let's say, as we learned in yesterday's page of the Gemara is discussing how to deal with the situation where we find, let's say, a conflict with regards to setting priorities in sacrifices. Should sacrifices that are brought on a more regular basis, something called tadir, be given priority, or should the holier sacrifices be brought first? One of the first issues that the Gemara is going to grapple with over here while discussing this question is how to define the term tadir, which we have translated as constant. This is to say, the sacrifices brought with greatest frequency. Now the Gemara tries to bring a proof in the fact that a chatat, let's say a sin offering, and an asham, a guilt offering, take precedence over a shlamim, a peace offering. Even though the shlamim, let's say, was a sacrifice that was brought most often by people, are they accepted upon themselves the obligation to bring a korban. Now Rava objects to this proof, explaining that we must distinguish between tadir, which means constant, and let's say matsui, which means common. The fact that a korban is brought most often does not make it, let's say, a constant obligation over here, friends. Now, just to conclude, we can say Rav Huna bar Yehuda questions Rava's assertion, quoting a bright that contrasts two positive commandments for which a person will receive the punishment of karet. The brighter states that the Passover sacrifice is not tadir, while its commandment of circumcision is tadir. In that case, it does not appear that a circumcision is more constant than of the Korban Pesach. Rather, it's more common. Now, the Gemara's answer is that the word tadir, in the case of Brit Milah, means tadir b'mitzvot. Now, Rashi is going to conclude, the great commentator, to explain that this statement by the Gemara as referring to the idea that the commandments of Brit Milah contains many mitzvot inside it. According to the Gemara, we learn in the Nedarim, page 31, the commandment of Brit Milah involves 13-fold covenant, based on the fact that the word of Brit appears 13 times in Parshat Lech Lecha, chapter 17 of Bereshit, where the commandment first appears. Now, let's just say this raises Brit Milah to a higher level of importance. Now, the Or Sameach offers an alternative approach, arguing that once a person is circumcised, he is going to remain in that state for his entire life, and thereby lives in constant fulfill of mitzvah. Beautiful, amazing, and amazing mitzvah. Have a great day, everyone.